think we're just going to get right to it this time. Welcome, everyone, to Streaming Screams. I am Glenn. I'm here with Jessica.
Hello.
And we are going to be talking about some horror, and today we've got a little bit of a special episode going on. We're going to be watching some short films on YouTube today, and to make it easy for you to watch all of these yourself, we have compiled these all into a playlist, and that includes Laura Hasn't Slept, which Paramount has unlisted, so it's still on YouTube, but you have to have a direct link to it or watch it on a playlist. So basically, if you want to watch that one or any of these, just go to the playlist that we are going to be providing.
Yeah.
Just go to streamingscreamspod.com, or I guess you can just go to our YouTube page.
Just go to YouTube.
Yeah, I'll make this easy. Just go to our YouTube page and pull up the playlist that will have the name of this episode, whatever we end up calling it. Today we are going to start off with a short film called Milk and Cereal.
Yep.
And that is cereal spelled with an S, as in serial killer.
Yep.
So we just watched this right before we came in here. Released in 2024, written and directed by Curry Barker, starring Curry Barker as Milk, one of a group of YouTube pranksters who have gotten really goddamn out of hand, as some YouTube pranksters tend to do. But these idiots are taking it next level. We've got Cooper Tomlin as Seven. He's sort of the mastermind behind the first prank.
Yeah.
And the victim of the second prank. We've got Adelaide Torres as Naomi. She is one of the girls in their friends group, part of the channel. Sterling L. Pope as Link, another one of the friends and part of the channel. We've got Gloria Kelly as Laura, who is Naomi's girlfriend. We've got Jonathan Cripples as Greg, an older actor who lives next door. And we've got John Simmons as Frank, Greg's son. Okay, so this was actually a fairly long short.
Yes.
And I was kind of surprised that they didn't just add another B plot and make it a full feature-length movie. Because it's over an hour. You put another...
No, it's an hour.
Right, but it's like an hour and 3 minutes, something like that. You tack another 15 minutes on there, you've got a feature length. But yeah, just to start off with, what did you think? How'd you like it?
Yeah, I like it. It's all right.
Yeah. So, okay, before we get into this, or before we get into any recaps or anything, these are all, independent films.
Yeah.
They're all available on YouTube. I would really recommend watching all of them. If you haven't seen them, just go and watch them. They're all made by independent creators. They could use your views. They could use your online,
Well, I know
talk or traffic or whatever. Well, with the exception of Laura Hasn't Slept, which we'll get to later.
this one too. They're famous for comedy sketches, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the YouTube channel it's on, and I think it was because of this short film they actually got a deal to make a feature length film, which came out recently.
Oh.
Well, it's not out. What's in film festivals?
Oh, what's the film?
Obsession.
Interesting. Well,
Yeah, Obsession.
might be worth checking out. I did actually think this was pretty good.
Yeah, it's good. It's got a unique setup.
It does have a unique setup. I will say that I do have sort of one complaint about it, which I think the plot or plots, however you want to look at it, could have either used a little bit more and the film could have been shorter, or they could have added a little bit more and made it feature length.
Yeah.
I think it's really well done.
Yeah.
Really well executed. I think at the exact length it is, with the exact level of complexity it does feel like a little much at a few points. Like there are a few points where I'm just like, okay, we probably could have cut this character out. We probably could have cut this plot point out.
Like what?
Like one of the probably the thing with the girlfriend with Laura.
Yeah.
The Laura stuff is really a B plot. That
it's just to reveal he's a serial killer.
Yeah, So the basic setup here, these guys are having a birthday party for their friend Milk. And all of this is found footage. And I guess this is sort of my other complaint. And this is a complaint that I think a lot of people have with a lot of found footage. Why the fuck are we filming everything?
Because they're YouTubers.
I know, but there is a lot of stuff in here that you don't need to film, even if you are.
No, because there are YouTubers, especially ones that's about their lives, that they do just constantly record.
Sure.
Because you're like, at any moment there could be content. Like, even like how we have conversations sometimes, and you're like, oh, we should have been recording. So it's that mentality.
I totally understand that. I just feel like once you're burying a body, turn the camera off. Yeah, now you're just incriminating yourself.
Well, but it's clear that he does that anyways.
Yeah.
Because he's talking to himself at the camera. All that stuff is not being released.
Yeah.
And real killers do record
real killers
stuff.
do this stuff.
Yes.
Fucking weirdos, which you could probably, gather from them being killers. Yeah, so basically there's this birthday party for Milk. Some guy, his friends hire some guy to like come in and shoot one of the girls at the party. I think he shoots Naomi.
Yeah.
But not for real. It's just a joke. Dude's an actor. They found him on the dark web or something.
No, that was the gun.
Oh yeah, that was the gun.
Yeah, he knew the guy.
The dark web. Okay. As far as pranks go, I mean, I'm not into the whole prank thing, so I would fucking kill somebody if they did this at my party.
No, it's fucked up.
Yeah, it is fucked up. Actually, as a whole, I just am not into the whole prank thing.
Yeah.
I don't like prank YouTube channels. I don't.
They're all mean.
Yeah. Like if it's a couple of guys who like goof around and do fun things that you could.
Yeah, because most YouTube channels, I think they don't know what a prank is. Because there's a point where you're just abusing someone.
Yeah. So you've heard me talk about this. I don't do a lot of pranks. I pulled one prank on Katie like once. There's probably been like a couple small things, just jump out and scare somebody when they're not looking.
Sure.
Whatever. The one prank that I pulled on her was on Easter. Basically, like I put together this really nice Easter basket for her. I mean, bouquets of flowers, lots of all of her favorite candy, a bunch of stuff. Big old chocolate bunny, and like a really nice Easter basket. And I set that upstairs in the living room, and then I went and shook her awake, like really urgently, and I was like, Katie, I think something got into the house. I think there's an animal in here. Help me find this animal. We got to get it out of here.
Yeah.
And she was super confused. We search around downstairs for a little bit, and then we go upstairs, and I point to the Easter basket, and I'm like, see that? I think a bunny got in here. Nobody gets hurt. It's like 5 minutes. Didn't freak her out that much. She got a bunch of candy at the end of it.
I'd still be mad if I got woken up for that.
She actually thought it was funny. She thought it was funny when she realized what was going on. I would not have woken you up for that because I know you would have killed me.
I value my sleep. I don't get much.
Yeah. Katie was not upset about this at all. I not super into pranks. I don't want to do things that upset people.
Yeah.
And I don't get a lot of laughs out of making people unhappy. So like I said, nobody got hurt and she got treats at the end. I think that's a decent prank.
True.
Anyway, so this actor comes over, pretends to shoot one of the girls. They have a squib and all that good stuff. But then this old dude shows up. Greg comes knocking on the door and starts complaining. Sort of harshes the vibe for a little bit, but no big deal. Later on,
Well, he like pushes into the house and starts walking around.
Oh, yeah.
So it
is creepy.
Yeah.
he does act real creepy. And throughout the night, they have a couple other like interactions with him that seem random, but they're all set up.
Yeah.
And eventually they find him sitting on the couch before he just starts wandering around the apartment. Milk talks to him.
Yeah.
Or they both talk to him, and he starts talking about how like there's this little girl in his head, and he has this like catchphrase that he says a few times, like, and they say religion doesn't hurt people.
He does say that.
It is like a catchphrase, which I mean, you can, I guess, count on an actor in a prank to work a catchphrase into it, But yeah, he pretends to try to kill himself. They stop him, and Milk agrees to go have dinner at his place.
Which would be weird. I'm just saying I would never.
I mean, obviously.
Well, I'm saying because he, convinces his friend Seven to go over there. I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
He tells Seven they just need to do this guy a solid.
No.
In the meantime, Laura apparently breaks up with Naomi.
Yeah.
So this is a part where I would be like, no, I think I need to hang out with my friend.
Yeah.
Who just got dumped and is really broken up about it.
Yeah.
And this is probably the B plot that I would have cut.
No, because I think there was a throwaway line that she was a new girlfriend, and so it seems like it was implied that this girl jumps around. So I think that's why they didn't care too much.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, even if like, if you...
Well, I'm just saying that's why they were telling her to get over it.
Sure, but I don't know, man. When we were living together, even if you had like slept around all the time and just bounced from dude to dude or chick to chick, whoever you're doing, and you started dating somebody for a couple weeks and then like they broke up with you and you were like crying on the couch, I wouldn't be like, suck it up, buttercup.
Sure.
And I somehow get the impression that you probably would not do that to me.
Yeah.
So this is just being a bad friend, in my opinion. But, Milk is kind of a bad friend, to put it lightly. But anyway, yeah, so they go to this dinner, and then there's this whole thing. I'm struggling with both remembering things and like how much do we actually want to say about these short films.
Yeah, so they go to a dinner, they pass out, and then they wake up in the desert, and Greg's like, I'm gonna die, but one of you has to go with me.
Oh yeah, basically, Seven thinks that he needs to defend himself, so he shoots Greg.
Yeah, and then Milk's like, pranked you.
Yeah, this is all a prank. But then, what was supposedly supposed to be blanks turn out to be real bullets.
Yeah,
and so Milk has quote accidentally unquote forced Seven to kill somebody.
Yeah.
After this prank reveal, we start cutting around between footage at different points in time, and we start getting like the background scenes of Milk just talking to himself. Yeah. And the camera and sort of explaining the prank, and he is a complete motherfucking psycho.
Yeah.
He has actually kidnapped Laura.
Yeah. And I'm wondering if it's implied, is he kidnapping all of Naomi's girlfriends? Because he's like, oh, this is Megan's here. And when she reads of the way she like stops.
And later on when they're looking at all the blood vials, they are like, who are all these girls?
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it is. I think that is implied that he's just like killing all of Naomi's girlfriends.
Yeah.
Oh, good catch. Good catch. I didn't catch that part. So he's a fucking crazy serial killer, and all of this is basically a plot to try to get Seven to kill himself.
Yeah.
So that he can, it's like his serial killer masterpiece, as he seems to think of it.
Well, because he's mad at Seven because Seven doesn't think he has good prank ideas.
Okay, to be fair, watching the pranks that he does in this movie, I agree. His prank ideas are bad.
Okay.
They generally, involve murder, little torture.
I don't think the rest of them have.
No, I know that. I'm just saying, if this is his idea of a prank, I don't think he's good at it.
Well, he also said that Seven was going to be a seventh victim, but he wouldn't be because Greg and then Greg's son get killed. And
yeah.
So those would also be considered his victims since he orchestrated all this.
Right.
So learn how to count, Milk.
You know what?
Because even if you don't count Greg,
of his problems right now.
He stabbed Frank, the son, in the neck.
Yeah. Greg's son Frank is real suspicious. He starts snooping around. Milk basically convinces Seven to help him kill Frank too. In the meantime, Link, who we haven't really talked about because he's just sort of another friend who's here.
Yeah, he's just...
Link and Naomi find Milk's blood collection along with an address. They go to this address and there they find Laura's body. Seven walks in to find Milk talking to the camera about how he has orchestrated this whole grand serial killer prank, at which point Seven just shoots Milk in the head and then shoots himself.
Yep.
That's the end.
Which seems fair.
I mean, the annoying part about that is that Milk may not have wanted to die, but he still got what he wanted.
Yeah, it's true.
Seven still killed himself.
Yeah. Because I just don't know, as Seven, like, I'd probably kill myself too, because how could you ever trust anything again?
It's
also why excessive pranking is bad.
Right. This is why I don't like pranks. It's why I would never be friends with people who have a prank YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Right. You would never be able to trust them. You would never be able to trust that whatever is going on. Like, could you imagine if you lived in such a way that like a horrible tragedy actually did happen? Let's say Craven fucking died, right? And your first thought is,
Is this real?
Yeah, is this real? Jesus Christ, Glenn, come out of the closet. I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine living that way.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine living with that kind of paranoia. I already have like anxiety issues.
Right.
I don't need this shit. So maybe I'm a little biased. But yeah, no, fuck all these people. Just all of them. They're all awful, but Seven did not deserve the kind of torture given to him.
Yeah.
I thought it was good. I thought it was effective. Like I said, I probably just would have either added a few minutes and made it a feature length, or chopped a few minutes and possibly cut out like the girlfriend subplot. I get that that's there to show us just how bad Milk is, but honestly, I don't think it's needed, because by the end of it, you're like, what the fuck is this dude's deal?
Right.
So good job to him.
Yeah.
Who would you recommend this one for?
If you like found footage or serial killer stuff.
I would say, yeah, basically. What did it remind me of? I mean, besides Milk kind of vaguely reminding me of the really psycho dude from Breaking Bad, the one that Katie always calls Meth Damon.
Oh, I don't know his name, but
yeah, I would say similarly. If you're into found footage and you like serial killer stuff, this is actually a really good one.
Yeah.
I think my complaints about it are very, very minor. So go watch it if you haven't. Hopefully you took our advice at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, watch anything before.
Yeah. It's just good advice all around.
Yeah.
Watch the movie, then listen to us talk shit about it.
True.
All right, on to the next one. Laura Hasn't Slept. Mm-hmm. You might know this movie as the short film that spawned the smash hit Smile and Smile 2.
You haven't seen Smile 2, have you?
I haven't seen Smile 2.
You should see it.
So, I mean, we're deep into October now, so I'm basically just going to go on this horror movie rampage, which I am honestly a little late starting this year, but I'm going to see if I'm going to try to watch it tonight.
It's very good.
So, Laura Hasn't Slept, released in 2020, written by Parker Finn, directed by Parker Finn, starring Caitlin Stasey as Laura and Lou Temple as the therapist.
Yep.
And that's it. That's the cast.
Yep.
So, how did you like this one?
Yeah, it's 11 minutes, so.
Yeah.
For what it is, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's mostly effective. I have watched it before.
Yeah, I've seen it before.
Yeah, I noticed.
I think I saw it when Smile first came out.
Yes, I also saw it when Smile first came out. I don't remember how I felt about Smile when we last talked about it on the podcast. I think I was kind of like
it's all right.
Meh on it.
The second one's really good.
I feel like I liked Smile more. And again, I might be misremembering this because now it's been like a couple years. But I feel like I liked it a little bit more each time that I watched it for this. But when Katie and I first saw it in at the drive-in, I thought it was stupid.
I liked it better the first time I saw it than the second time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
But this one's fine. I mean, it's not really the same concept as Smile at all.
I mean, you can see some of the DNA there.
Yeah.
So it opens up with Laura apparently waking up in a therapist's office and talking about this recurring nightmare that she has been having.
Yeah.
And in the recurring nightmare, she describes a man smiling at her in this sort of, I think it's the same. I think they actually reused the line in Smile. It's not like a friendly smile.
Oh, yeah.
You know? The therapist asks some probing questions, but the basics of it are she keeps having this dream where there's this man. He wears all sorts of different faces. It can be basically anybody. It is actually essentially the plot of Smile, but in like a dream form.
But the smile has nothing to do with it. She says the eyes are how she always knows. She doesn't say anything about the smile except for in the very beginning.
Well, she does say that it's a really creepy, unfriendly smile.
But then even at the end when they show the thing, he's not really smiling.
No, but the therapist, when they reveal that, shocker, the therapist is the creature.
Yeah.
He is smiling all creepy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically she just describes how she can tell that it's the same person and not human by the eyes, and it's trying to get her to see its real face, at which point she is afraid she will die in real life. And of course, the therapist then starts saying some creepy shit like, how did you get here?
Well, he's like, why are you here? Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you know me and stuff? And she's just like,
Yeah.
what?
Are you sure you're not asleep right now?
Yeah.
And of course she is. And he starts giving her the creepy smile, and the office starts to decay. I noticed something interesting that I didn't catch the first time I watched this, which was that there is a point where she looks out of the window, and sees what kind of looks like, it's like lights, but it's sort of a blue version of what I always imagined Stephen King's Deadlights to look like. Although in Stephen King's books they are orange, but it's like this nebulous blue light that kind of has like a biological look to it, like it's almost like hearts, or there's something kind of sinewy and tendinous about it. It's hard to describe.
It's in an abyss.
Yeah, and it is in like this abyss outside of the office. And so the therapist starts to pull his face off to show her his real face. She avoids it, looks around, she's like trying not to see it, and then eventually he jump scares her. So she does see his face, and then she starts to pull her own face off, and that's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Or the end of the film. If I remember correctly, Caitlin Stasey, who plays Laura, also plays the girl at the beginning of the first Smile movie, right?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I believe that she does. Actually, I'm going to check that real quick. Okay, interesting. So, yes. So Laura, so Caitlin Stasey, who plays Laura in this, also plays Laura in Smile, and that is the first character, and they actually have the same name. It's Laura Weaver. Nice. So I am guessing that in a way, I mean, you don't want to call it a prequel because it wasn't made beforehand, but I think that I'm guessing that there's supposed to be the insinuation that this is the same person somehow, like Smile would be a sequel to this, basically.
I don't think.
I mean, I don't
think there's any continuity.
I mean, same girl, same name.
Yeah, but the way no, because what she's seeing and everything is totally different.
Yeah. I mean,
she doesn't see anyone rip off her face. She just sees somebody just smiling and then slits her own throat.
Well, it's Laura that slits her own throat.
Yeah, but the whole thing is the cut, like the smile.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I assume that that's the implication. I don't know how seriously to take it. It's probably one of those things where it's more of a if you know, you know kind of deal.
Yeah, it's just an Easter egg.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's pretty effective. The therapist is nice and creepy.
Yeah.
The entity does not look it looks very different from the entity we see in Smile.
Yeah.
I don't know. There is a slight bit of a goofiness factor when the jump scare hits.
Yeah, I don't think the reveal's that great, but
yeah, well, you know, I mean, they're working on a budget that afforded them a 3-minute movie.
Yeah.
Or no, a 10-minute movie.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. I think it's well worth a watch if you like Smile and want to see where that came from and see something that's sort of in a vaguely similar vein. It's pretty cool. Interestingly enough, the short film is on YouTube, but it is unlisted. So we're going to provide a link to the list, to a playlist of all of these films. It is included in there. So if you want to watch it, just go to the playlist that we're going to provide. And honestly, that goes for all of these films.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, on to the next one. Portrait of God, released in 2022, written and directed by Dylan Clark. Sydney Brumfield as Mia Riley, a college student preparing a presentation on a painting called Portrait of God.
Yeah.
What did you think of this one?
Yeah, it was all right. Short again.
It was short.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is the theme here.
Yeah. No, I hadn't seen it before.
Okay.
You had?
Yes. I didn't really remember it. There was a night, I don't know, I think sometime last year, Katie was out of town. I don't remember if she was visiting family or she was on a shoot.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I'm going to get high and watch a bunch of horror shorts on YouTube.
Oh, sure.
Or actually, I don't think I deliberately did that. I saw some video came up in my feed that was like is this the scariest, movie ever made about, or the scariest movie of the year? And it was
anytime that is said, it's like one of the weakest.
I know. It was like somebody else's review of the movie, whatever it was. I think it might have been Curve, but it's a YouTube horror short. And that just, I was just smoking weed, checked it out, and then just sort of went down this rabbit hole of like YouTube horror things.
Yeah.
Some of them I remember, some of them I don't.
Sure.
Portrait of God, I did not remember all that well. I just remembered that there was something to do with a portrait.
Right.
We start with a quote from Exodus, "No man shall see me and live."
Yep.
Referring, of course, to God, because apparently we cannot see him and survive. We open up at a college classroom where Mia is rehearsing a presentation. She has a slideshow going on, and she shows a photo of a black painting called Portrait of God. Basic idea here being that some people, when they look at this painting, they see nothing, and other people supposedly see a person that they all describe in a similar fashion, although they all seem to have different reactions to this. It is worth noting they do draw attention to the fact that she is wearing a crucifix and seems to grab it whenever she needs some comfort.
Yeah.
She is timing and practicing her presentation. Part of this presentation includes a bunch of recordings of people describing it, which seems to really get to her.
Yeah.
Afterwards, she starts her second presentation over. But this time when she goes back to the slide where she shows the portrait of God, we can very faintly see two glowing dots that look like eyes. And from here on, every time we see things from her perspective, we see the picture a little bit more. And she becomes pretty enthralled by this.
Yeah.
At one point, she is looking at the projection and it seems to move. So she hoofs it on out of that room and into a dark space where we can just barely see this thing from the painting coming towards her.
No, she lifts the screen.
Oh, yeah, she lifts the screen.
Still behind it.
Yeah, because it's a projection, so it would still be projecting onto the wall.
But it wasn't on the wall. It was just right there.
Was it just right there?
Yeah, it's just directly behind the screen. It was just sitting there.
Okay. I thought it was still a projection. Yeah, it does move. It's a little creepy. And then she goes running into this sort of dark room that's kind of like a void, where we see the faint outline of this creature coming towards her. Eventually it walks up to her and she's trying not to look at it, but it draws her face towards it and then pulls its weird smiling mouth open to reveal a light inside, which absolutely entrances her even though she is in terror.
Yeah.
And then we cut back to her in the classroom where she is crying and grasping her crucifix with a bloody hand, and her timer now says that she's been there for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
And that's the end of that movie.
Yeah. I actually think the demon thing in this looks more like the smile demon than from the other short.
It kind of does.
Yeah.
I noticed that too.
Yeah.
It does have like that big unnatural grin.
Yeah.
The design choice for is it a demon or is it just God?
It looks like a demon.
I mean, it looks like a demon, but we don't know that that's not what God is.
Yeah.
We may have been made in his image, but it doesn't. There's nothing to say he did a good job of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's sort of tall and lanky and grotesque, and I think the movie's got like a creepy-ish feel. Well done, but it's a 10-minute movie where it is like this one kind of gag coming over and over again, where you keep seeing more of the creature.
Yeah, you kind of already know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that I think is its weakest point.
Yeah.
As soon as she's giving the presentation and starts talking about how some people see God in the picture and others don't, you know that the next time she pulls that picture up, we're going to start to see it.
Yeah.
And that is what happens. But it is a pretty good little effort. Yeah. I think she does a really good job.
It's shot great.
It is shot great. It's very pretty. Good color correction, good editing. Worth a watch. Jess, who would you recommend this one for?
We're going to do it for everyone because I feel like...
You know it!
I know, but they're just like short, so it's I don't know, man. Like, if you're really into shorts, like...
Yeah. I mean, I think for most of them, you could basically just say like, yeah, if you want to just check out some short films from some independent directors.
Yeah. It's not one that I would personally show to people.
Yeah.
It's too predictable. It's just like, because the other two so far is like part of the whole thing is where's it going?
Right. And this one is very much, you can tell exactly where it's going. I've seen I've seen a few of the films on the list. I did remember Laura Hasn't Slept before we watched it. I do remember The Chair.
You have seen that one?
I have seen The Chair. And that one I remember. The other ones, I do not remember one bit. Like I said, I was just home alone smoking weed, and I'm a lightweight. So 2 movies into that binge, and I was just like out.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, good times.
Yeah.
Good times. Next up, we have Make Me a Sandwich. This one is short and sweet at a brisk 3 minutes. Yep. Released in 2020. Written by Denman Hatch. Directed by Denman Hatch and Matt Hamilton. Starring Ann Shepard as Marcy, an older lady who is just trying to knit herself a sweater or something and not getting very far. And Peter Hodgins as Johnson, an angry, I'm guessing, abusive husband.
Yeah.
About her age who just really wants a sandwich. Mm-hmm. So we open up with Johnson yelling at Marcy for a sandwich. Just yelling to make me a sandwich, to which she comes in with a nice little bologna sandwich on white bread, and he just crams that shit down his face so goddamn fast and grotesquely.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes the most horrifying thing in a movie is just watching somebody eat.
A lot of people don't like that.
Yeah. I mean, and there's sometimes that it's used to really great effect. You know, Denthor in Lord of the Rings comes to mind.
That never bothered me.
Really?
Yeah.
It was always so gross.
The substance, though, with the shrimp.
Oh God, the substance with the shrimp. I mean, we don't need to talk about that again. We talked for like half an hour on that. that was great.
Yeah.
This isn't quite to that level of grotesquerie. Not even close, to be honest. But it is pretty gross just watching him cram down this sandwich into his mouth while he's watching TV. Marcy goes back to her knitting project when he yells for her to make another sandwich. This time she makes another bologna sandwich, but puts a little bit of dish soap on it, which he does not seem to notice as he wolfs down in the same grotesque fashion. Yeah. She goes back to her knitting and is immediately called upon to make yet another sandwich. And he does get like a little more disrespectful every time. Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, what's taking so long?
You dumb. He said, you stupid idiot, I'll make it myself at one point. This time, the soap was not disgusting enough, so she grabs a turd out of the cat litter box, which is gross. Yeah. Not just the idea of grabbing a turd out of the cat litter box, but the state of the cat litter box.
It is very full.
It is very full and very foul.
Yeah.
So she drops a cat turd on his sandwich, and he wolfs it down without a second thought. She goes back to her knitting project and is again assailed with demands for sandwich, and this time she accidentally breaks the jar of mayonnaise, so she just slips some broken glass in there, and he munches that shit down right quick. Blood everywhere. Yeah. Crazed look in his eye. Fucking great. She goes back to her knitting and then hears him yelling for her to make a sandwich again. She comes out and we get the reveal that he has been long dead. Yeah. He is just a withered husk of a corpse with piles and piles of rotten, moldy sandwiches covered in maggots all over the room. Yep. Just an ungodly amount of sandwiches rotting in this room. Disgusting. I mean, you would think somebody would be smelling this.
I don't know, man.
How did you like Make Me a Sandwich?
I liked it. You know, it's only 3 minutes, but I feel like they utilized that time pretty well.
They really did. They crammed a lot of...
There's a lot of little scenes for such a short film.
They keep going through all these different sandwiches, and she keeps putting worse and worse shit on them.
My only complaint, which, you know, it's a 3-minute film, but he looks like he's all burnt at the end. He's all black and charred, and so I'm just like, what happened?
Was he black and charred, or was he just like there rotting to that point?
It looked burnt to me.
Yeah, maybe. So I did notice that, but I just chalked that up to budget. I think he's just supposed to be like that, like decomposed, where he's sort of mummified.
Yeah, but then he'd be more brownish. Anyways, that's the only thing. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, it still looks good for the budget that they were clearly working with. Mm-hmm. I wonder how many sandwiches they made while making this movie. I'd be curious to see their sandwich budget. Yeah. Just packs and packs of bologna. Yeah. All that mayo. Good times. Yeah, I like this one. I like this one a lot, actually.
Yeah.
I thought it was very amusing there's...
It shows how to utilize your time, filmmakers.
Yes. Everybody go. If you're an aspiring filmmaker, or even just a not amateur. What's the word that's like amateur but not as insulting?
Amateur isn't insulting. It just means you're not a professional.
Well, no, but okay, right. But as you've pointed out, if you've been paid for something, that makes you a professional.
Technically.
Yeah. So what would you call somebody at this level?
I don't know.
If you're a director of the financial means and caliber to be releasing stuff on YouTube. Oh God, that sounds so condescending.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. If you're an amateur director, student director.
Yeah. I don't think it's offensive to say it.
New director, whatever.
It's different. It depends on the context.
Yes. True.
But just saying amateur in the correct context is not insulting.
Right. I just don't want people to think that I'm shitting on, people who aren't like experts at something.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, you know how snobby movie reviewers can sound sometimes.
Yeah.
This is such amateur filmmaking. And no, we don't...
Well, see, that's the difference. That's when you're being...
Right. Yeah, like this was actually one of my favorites that we watched today.
Yeah.
Not just because it was amusing and short, but because it was gross and creepy. And there is this dueling, escalating horror of this guy who's clearly an abusive husband who is unsatisfiable, unsatiable with his need for sandwiches, and this lady who's at the end of her rope and is just putting more and more grotesque shit in, and you know that eventually this is gonna kill him.
Yeah, eventually she's gonna kill him in some way.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, once I've accidentally eaten cat shit, you can just go ahead and axe me right there. I don't want to live with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is horrifying, but it is also very funny. And the reveal at the end, I actually was not expecting.
No, yeah.
I was expecting that we were gonna...
I thought she was gonna, attack him with her sewing needles or something.
Yeah. I actually thought that the glass was gonna do it.
I did too, but then when it kept going...
Yeah. That's when it really, sort of caught me off guard, and I was like, oh, where is this going? Oh,
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah,
great reveal. Well done. Bravo to Denman Hatch and Matt Hamilton. Yeah, I would recommend this for anybody who just wants a fun horror movie to watch in 3 minutes.
Yep.
You got 3 minutes, go check this one out. It's a good time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed. Thanks for joining us here at the Streaming Screams podcast. Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and YouTube at Streaming Screams Pod.
You can also find us on TikTok and Blue Sky at Screams Pod.
Every follow, like, thumb, rating, review, subscription, and share all help us out a lot with all the algorithm shit.
So if you like what we're doing, please rate us wherever you get your podcasts, like our posts, all that other good internet bullshit. And again, thank you for listening to
The Streaming Screams Podcast. I'm like, leave me alone.
No, I understand the whole...
I don't like being... Did I ask you to harass me? No.
No. Yeah, dude... Yeah, I don't know. I haven't gotten any calls for it. I'm
assuming I haven't answered any of the calls, and they haven't left a message, but I've gotten a fuck ton of texts. So I'm just assuming, and it's today in particular, that I've been just getting a fuck ton of calls from different numbers, and I'm like, it's probably campaigning.
Do you got to get those ballots out?
I don't understand. I mean, supposedly it works. I don't understand how it works.
How the ballots work, or the
calling.
Law? Oh, calling?
Cold calling. I'm like, leave me alone. It's to me, it's just as bad as knocking on my door.
Yeah, and it's just another form of advertising, and annoyingly, advertising works.
No, because I mean, it doesn't for me or most people I know. Not in that sense. Just coming.
I know
it makes me angry. Even every person who knocks on my door to try to sell solar, I'm like, please give me your company name so that when I ever do want solar, I don't go to you.
Yeah. Yeah, oh God, I do hate the endless fucking solar knocking. I get so...
We've gotten in fights with them.
We haven't gotten in fights. I have told numerous solar people to just leave me the hell alone.
Well, we hate because we're there's no soliciting thing. And they're like, I'm not soliciting. Yes, you are.
Yeah.
No, I'm not selling you anything. I'm just giving you information to buy something. No, it's renting it. And it's like, no, you're a fucking salesperson. And also, soliciting doesn't specifically mean sales.
Right.
You were giving me unsolicited information. Go away.
Yeah.
And this one guy, like, just literally, like, wouldn't go away. And then, like, I think I told you. And then, like, an hour later, I was outside washing my car, and he came back around and was, like, fucking, like, just, like, being, like, snarky at me. And I'm just like, I'm gonna fucking kick your ass. And then I told you there was that other guy that came up on one of those hoverboards, and he rides it all the way up to our porch and then just parks it on the grass. And I'm like...
Get off my fucking lawn. Yeah.
And it's like, I don't care, the mailman walks through our yard and shit. I don't give a shit. But it's like, you're putting, and then he couldn't get it off, and he kept being like, and I'm like, if you fuck up, like, well, you shouldn't even be at my door.
Right.
So mad. I hate them. Like, solar people are just relentless.
They are relentless. It is like being trapped in hell. Speaking of which, we are back with Heck.
I hate solar people.
Released in 2020, written and directed by Kyle Edward Ball. We've got Jeffrey Ellison as the boy, and we've got Courtney McNeely as the mom. This is the short film that would eventually serve to be the basis of Skinamarink. Mm-hmm. Made by the same guy. I have no clue whether it's supposed to be a different story in the same style or if they're just unrelated and he just made a bigger version for Skinamarink.
Yeah. This is just a concept piece to market. Like, one, to see if he could do it, and two, to be like, this is my idea.
Which honestly, legitimately amazing that he managed to turn that into a movie.
I don't think Skinamarink is a good movie. I know we have different things. I thought this was worse. It's boring, and it's just like, it's just even more so than Skinamarink. It just jumps around. There was literally a part where it's like he's going down the stairs, cuts to black, hard cut to black, and then he's opening a door, and you're just like, why?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think the greatest thing about Skinamarink is that he was able to, or this is that he was able to sell it to somebody to
you want to answer it on the air here?
No, I want to turn, because my phone's on silent, but I guess my ringer's on.
Oh, I was gonna say we could get a segment of you chewing out a salesperson.
No, I don't do that. Craven likes to harass them or fuck with them, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, I honestly don't know why.
Because he's like, they're people that are just preying on, like, because they're mostly like, doesn't do it to political people, telemarketers.
Yeah.
And it's because most of them, it is a scam.
Yeah.
It's almost always a scam.
It's generally a
Even
scam.
if it's not a scam, whatever they're trying to sell you is probably a scam product.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they're just trying to get old or dumb people.
Right.
And so it's like, fuck you.
There is a day when I would have been like, it's just somebody doing a job, but at this point, telemarketing is so fucking immoral. And
they also purposely call from out of state, because then, like, the no-call list, and there's certain things that don't apply.
Yeah.
Like, even to be able to harass you. They can harass you all they want if they're in another country or another state.
So how this relates to the movie is Jess has got numerous calls while we were watching this movie, as well as during this session.
I don't know why. It's just...
it's all just spam bullshit.
I'm assuming it's voting just because it's today in particular. It's just been nonstop.
Yeah.
But anyways, I was going to say, the greatest achievement of this guy is being able to market this to anybody. I think it is, like, such... just up its own ass, like, film school bullshit.
I had a different experience watching Skinamarink, and I found Skinamarink to be very effective.
I did for 10 minutes.
This I was very much less so, and I don't know if it's because of the film itself, or if it's a lot of it honestly probably has a lot to do with my environment. What I have said numerous times about Skinamarink is that in order for it to be effective, it kind of has to like hypnotize you. It has to just like really work on you. You got to be paying attention to it and nothing else, which, you know, means not being on your phone, not playing with your cat, not wondering what that noise is that your cat is making in the other room.
It's funny because I hear other people highly disagree with you.
Really?
They're like, this should be watched at home. Yes, you shouldn't be on your phone and shit, but the whole point is that it's like it is supposed to induce the fear of like when kids were home alone and shit. So they're like, you should be at home in the dark. A theater doesn't do it. I've seen people who've seen this twice and they're like, I hated it in the theater, but I loved it when I saw it at home.
Well, so
because it's very divisive in the horror community.
Yeah, it's very divisive. So when I saw it in the theater, the big thing is that I saw it in it was a dark theater, and it was, more importantly, it was a theater where everybody was into it and just willing to like go all in on watching this thing. So there was not a peep. There were no distractions. There was nothing dividing my attention.
Me and Craven didn't have any distractions watching it.
Well, so difference being watching the short version here, you know, I was not fucking around on my phone, but I could hear the cat doing things in the other room, and to me that's always like, well, what's he doing now? We've been having this real problem with him eating plastic, and we just had a Halloween party here, so there's plastic wrappers that we still haven't found, I am sure. Oh God, the day after the party, I went into the bathroom at some point and just found like a half dozen candy wrappers in there that had all obviously been like chewed on, like they were all still wet.
Yeah.
He just took all of these candy wrappers into the bathroom and was like going to town on them.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I found it harder to maintain attention to this, whereas in the theater I was able to just focus directly on it, and at no point was I ever distracted by anything. And so Skinamarink I felt worked really well on me. The other thing about this is that, as you noted, it jumps around a lot more, and it jumps around a lot faster. So while I 100% understand the critique that is often lobbed at Skinamarink, it's just like a 20-minute shot of a hallway, you know. And yes, that absolutely, I mean, I don't think it's ever 20 minutes, but
no.
But there are these really long shots of like hallways. In Heck here, it was always more like 15 seconds, and then it would cut to something else. Like nothing ever lingered long enough to start working that hypnotic magic on me. So yeah, and as for the, I mean, I also could not ever, most of the time I was not sure who was talking, whether it was the boy or the mom.
Yeah.
I don't know which of them said, I'm sorry I got cancer.
I think it was the kid.
I think that might have been the kid. And I also don't know which one of them said, I hate you. But I thought it was the mom. But with the heaviness of the analog distortion going on there,
It probably wasn't either. It was probably the entity.
So was there a separate entity in this?
They showed the thing with the glowing eyes at the staircase.
Did I see the glowing eyes? I may not have noticed the glowing eyes.
It's a face. It's not just glowing eyes. There's a whole face. Was
that during one of the dark clips, or
no? It's very obvious.
What the fuck did I miss at the staircase? How did I miss the staircase? So Skinamarink was very light on its narrative, and I would say that this was even, is that a face?
Yeah, glowing eyes, a nose. See better on a bigger screen, obviously.
I guess it's a face.
It's very clearly a face.
Yeah, I guess.
Yes, eyes, nose, and this is like hair hanging over.
All right. Yeah, so I guess we do see an entity in here.
I think it's supposed to be, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be reminiscent of this photo that's from Amityville, the real story.
No, okay.
So they're like, he wasn't there when we took the picture. But so I think it's supposed to be like that.
Okay.
I think it's a reference to that.
So, yeah, but there's even less of a story in this. In the other one, there's at least the thing about, like, the doors disappearing and all of that. I don't really even know how to even describe a narrative here.
Yeah.
At some point in time, I think the mom says, I hate you. At some point in time, I think the kid says, I'm sorry I got cancer.
Yeah.
He spends a good amount of time looking for his mom, and we also see at some point in time the mom no longer has a mouth.
Yeah.
Which is personally one of the most horrifying things for me.
Yeah.
Like that story, I have no mouth and I must scream. Mm-hmm. Always been terrified just of that title. The book is also really fucked up. I've read the book and it is fucked up. There's something about not having a mouth that always freaks me out a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I enjoyed my Skinamarink experience. This, I was trying not to fall asleep, and it is what it is. I think that it is. I think the director did a good job making them. I'm guessing that they achieved what he set out to achieve.
Maybe.
But while I really enjoyed my theater experience with Skinamarink, I don't know that I'm ever going to sit down and watch it at home unless we decide to do it for this podcast. But so far, my experience watching Heck on YouTube does not fill me with any great desire to do that. It's a fine art piece. It has some creepy moments, or a somewhat creepy vibe. You know what I think also didn't work for me in this? The if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, but if I remember correctly, Skinamarink was either lit in blue or like sort of neutral grays. A lot of this was lit in pink.
Yeah.
And I think something about that just changes the tone of the movie fairly drastically for me.
It looked like it was trying to look like not sepia tone, but that like haze. There is like a pinkish orange tone that's hazed over old photos.
I think that's possible, but for me, that didn't, something about that detracted from the creepiness. But again, also just, this is not the type of thing that I can sit and pay attention to at home. I'm also off of my ADHD medication, which I was not at the time when I saw Skinamarink. So maybe that's making a difference too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just real hard for me to focus on it, real hard for me to watch it. I think I would have done better with this in a theater setting like I did with Skinamarink. But I also might have just done better with it on my medication, and, you know, it's fine. Who would you recommend this one for?
I guess if you like Skinamarink, but otherwise I wouldn't recommend it to anybody.
Yeah, I think if you're really interested in the origin of Skinamarink, go for it. If you're one of those people who saw Skinamarink and was like, this would have been a lot better if it was just a half an hour.
It's not.
It's not, but you know what? Satisfy your own curiosity if you want. But no, I'm in general not going to recommend this either. Like I said, I enjoyed my experience with Skinamarink. I didn't enjoy my experience with this.
Yep.
All right, and finally, we are back with The Chair. Released in 2023. Written and directed by Curry Barker. Anthony Provone as Reese, guy who is maybe losing his mind. Haley Schwartz as Julie, his girlfriend of 6 months, who already seems kind of fed up with his shit.
Yeah.
We've got Jonathan Cripple as Dead Man Franklin, the guy haunting the titular chair. And then we've got Seth Goodfellow and David Allen Groff as the police officers. So, what'd you think of this one?
Yeah, it's all right.
That was fun.
It's funny in parts.
It is funny at parts. The wild mood shifts are fairly enjoyable and honestly the source of most of the laughs.
Yeah. I think the main guy does a really good job acting.
Reese,
the wife,
or Anthony
even
Provone.
Yeah, the white or girlfriend. I don't know
Haley
why they made
Schwartz.
them. They seemed more like a married or not an old married couple, but a married couple. But anyways,
Yeah, 6 months.
6 months, and she's
Why?
like, "You already know that I'm trying to like get the place to have like one look," and it's like that sounds just like something that's when you've been together for a while. But I was gonna say, even before like shit starts, her acting's a bit stilted. She seems odd like the whole way through.
I think she does a better job with the extreme moments in her acting.
Yes.
She may not be the type of actress to do well with subtleties.
Yeah, just at the beginning when she first like comes in, it just I don't know.
Yeah.
His acting seemed more natural to me than hers.
Yeah.
Just come.
Sure.
Also, just highly overreacting about a chair, especially since it's their 6 months anniversary or whatever. I would be like, we'll talk about this later.
Yeah, I mean, I would too, but my assumption is that the chair starts, it doesn't seem like the chair needs a lot of ramp up, Sure. I think he brings it into the house and it's already like, all right, time to fuck with these people.
Yeah. I'm just saying in real life, if Craven brought home a chair that was creeping me out and didn't want to get rid of it, I'd be like, all right, well, put it in the garage for now and we'll talk about it later.
I mean, that would be the reasonable thing. Although if I brought home a chair and it was creeping Katie out, I guess it can go in the studio. Where she never is.
I don't know. I could see you fucking with her.
Well, by fucking with her, if you mean getting up before her, going to work, and sitting it in the hallway so it's all creepy, like it's stalking her. 100%. 100%. Actually, I don't know that I would do that. I might fuck with her a little bit, but like I'm not into those like kinds of pranks. So it'd probably just be more like it would probably be more something annoying and obvious. Like I'd bring it in to sit down while we're watching TV, and she'd be like, "Why is that chair in there?" And I'd just be like, "Oh, I don't know, baby. It was just calling to me. The chair wants to be with us. It loves us." Family. Yeah. I could see myself doing that, being more annoying than prankish. Sure. But yes, I would totally fuck with her over it. But I mean, also the idea of being creeped out by a chair is a little weird to me.
I don't know. I mean, some things have just weird vibes.
Yeah, true. So this movie starts with Reese picking up a chair that he has found on the side of the road.
I do find unintentionally this beginning thing funny because he's looking at it and he looks at his back kind of like, like how am I going to fit this in the car?
And it's just like one chair.
And it's like an SUV, not an,
He's got a hatchback.
Yeah, and then he literally just puts it in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not a long period of time, but it's enough that I noticed that he's going, and like looking in the back and like just, it's clearly he's doing posturing of like, how am I going to do this? And then he just picks it up and puts it in.
I'm gonna need to Tetris this bad boy. Plop. Yeah. It's also funny. In the background, we can see the guy who's going to be revealed to be Dead Man Franklin.
Yeah, which at first watch is like, why is he not even acknowledging the person who's giving away the chair?
Yeah, and also why is the other person just like looking at him with what looks to be mild annoyance? Or I don't know. The whole thing with Dead Man Franklin just being back there watching him take the chair does feel awkward. But I think that's intentional. But there is something about his posture and all that that's just like kind of reminds me of this is gonna be a weird thing to say. It kind of reminds me of like the first time we see the smoking man in the X-Files. It's just this very similar, nonchalant, observational posture.
Yeah.
That feels like like he's lording over what's going on, which he is.
Yeah.
Okay, so Reese brings the chair home, gets some flowers, gets dinner going, and Julie comes home, and they're going to celebrate their 6-month anniversary, but Julie does not like this chair.
Nope.
So they get into an argument. They get into a pretty hefty argument for 6 months.
Also, over a chair.
Over a chair, yeah.
I don't think I've ever felt like very strongly about a chair. Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, Katie and I have had minor arguments about like how we're arranging the furniture at any given point in time. But that's like a whole room, and
I've just never had a single chair that I'm just like, oh, I fucking.
This is what happens when you bring home a haunted cuck chair.
Yeah.
I don't know at what point in time I just got this like gag about cuck chairs stuck in my head. The idea of a cuck chair is really funny to me now.
It wasn't because there was like in politics for a while, people were calling each other cucks.
Okay, so I never found that funny.
No, I didn't either, but I'm just saying that might be where the idea of a cuck chair really got cemented in your brain.
I think it might have been mentioned on like I think something about a cuck chair might have been mentioned on a show that we were watching. It might have been one of the like dropout game shows or possibly Taskmaster. But I think somebody said something about a cuck chair, and I think I found it really funny, and then it's just sort of been not like a running gag ever since, but just coincidentally since then I've seen chairs used in ways like this in this movie where it's like, got the cuck chair.
Yeah.
No, in politics it really pissed me off. I was so mad that like this is a weird thing for me to be mad at. Like I'm a fucking punker. I could teach a sailor how to swear, you know. Like I'm not somebody who gets mad at like vulgarity or whatever, but the fact that something so vulgar and uncouth had rooted its way into our like mainstream political discourse fucking infuriated me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, look, man, there's a time and a place to call somebody a twat. The political arena is not where I want to hear like these kinds of things.
Sure.
Just like have some we're talking about like world leadership here, and we're talking about positions where decisions you make affect everybody. Have some kind of decency.
Those days are long gone.
Oh, they're so fucking long gone. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about like 2016. Like this is 10 years ago that I'm talking about, you know, like I am well used to it, but it infuriated me in the lead up. It infuriated me in the lead up to the initial Trump election, and it infuriated me throughout most of his first term. And honestly, right now I'm happy if nobody is like threatening me.
Sure.
But yeah, so they argue. Julie's creeped out by it. And then suddenly, in the middle of their argument, he's just like sitting in the chair by the side of the road.
Yeah.
And Old Man Franklin, or Dead Man Franklin, I keep wanting to call him Old Man Franklin. It's Dead Man Franklin. Dead Man Franklin is in the back.
Dead Old Man Franklin.
But he's staring at him again, and what's his name? Reese is obviously like freaked out about this, and he just like gets in his car and he drives off.
Yeah.
So of course Julie comes home with the chair. They get into another argument because now the roles are reversed, and she's like, "I thought you would appreciate this.
Yeah.
It's all you talked about last week." And he's like, "What do you mean a week?" So a week has passed.
Yeah.
And they start getting in. They get into it again. And she mentions that he got fired from his job and talked a lot about smashing someone's head in with a rock, one of his coworkers, and did something racist.
Yeah, which was weird, just the way they said that. You were racist.
Which is very funny. I mean, racism's not funny, but just being like, you lost your job, you got racist with your buddy.
Yeah.
And it's just such a like, it's this like rapid fire of accusations that are never going to be addressed again. And he's just like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Is very funny. So then it's like the middle of the night, and the cuck chair is now propping up their door for some reason. Sorry, the haunted chair is now propping up their door for some reason. And he's staring at it uncomfortably.
Yeah.
So he turns the chair around because he doesn't want it staring at him, which is funny in and of itself. But then suddenly he wakes up again, and there's Dead Man Franklin sitting in the chair, and Julie wakes up and starts screaming bloody murder.
Yeah.
Before immediately switching gears, smiling all coyly and something else.
Yeah.
It's got like a slightly sinister
smirk.
Yeah, there's a smirk, there's a smile. There seems to be a sinister,
it's kind of like a smirk when
to
there's
it, but also
you're playing a trick on someone. You're like,
Yeah. But yeah, it's
funny.
The smile there is the way she does the smile there is very creepy and very fun.
And she goes back to sleep.
Yep. And just immediately conks out. So then we come to breakfast the next day. Reese is sitting down, and he's looking across the table at the haunted chair, which is sitting over by the kitchen. And then Julie comes in and starts serving them breakfast.
Yeah. Yeah, they started eating breakfast, which is like bagels. They each have a bagel and like eggs and stuff. But then in the center of the dining room table is a bowl full of bagels, just like a bowl of apples.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you can't store bagels like that.
There's two. Yeah, if you're gonna put out
tables, they're not
tables,
gonna eat all those bagels. It was like a dozen bagels.
Yeah. There's way too many bagels for two people to eat.
Yeah.
And like
even in a couple days, those bagels are gonna get hella stale.
Those bagels might not make it through the day.
No, not sitting out like that.
No, hell no. Yeah, it's a weird choice.
Yeah.
But also everything is starting to get weird at this point. So Julie sits down and is all cheerful and he's like, there was this weird thing going on. I thought an old man was sitting in the chair, and then you started screaming, and she goes, Dead Man Franklin? Yeah. Which is freaking him out because he's thinking that he's going insane.
Yeah.
And then Dead Man Franklin walks in wearing the same dress as Julie, gives her a kiss on the cheek, and then she's like, yeah, he's forgetting about you. And Dead Man Franklin's all like, don't forget about me, and then starts bashing his own head with a fucking brick.
Yeah.
But it's just really funny because the way they deliver the dialogue here and the way it's cut is very like frantic.
Yeah.
And really sells this idea that you are probably seeing this from the point of view of somebody who's losing their goddamn mind right now.
Sure.
I do love that Dead Man Franklin is wearing the same dress as Julie.
Like, just for no reason.
It's such a funny and weird detail. Yeah. So suddenly all of the chaos stops, and she just says, "I'm gonna go take a bath and masturbate,"
It's very funny.
Which is also really funny. And again, it's the abrupt tone change as well as the content of what she's saying.
Yeah.
She goes in the bathroom and starts going to town on herself. We don't see it, but she is not quiet about it.
Yeah.
And then the police start knocking on the door, and while Reese is going to answer it, he opens the door to the laundry room and finds a body in there.
Yeah.
That looks like it's been beaten over the head.
Yeah, and he's wearing like a construction vest.
I guess this is what he was talking about beating somebody over the head earlier.
Yeah.
According to Julie, anyway. So he quickly shoves the body inside, closes the door. The cops come in. He asks one of them not to sit in the chair.
He does anyways.
But the cop does anyway because, police are fucking rude. And then immediately the cop starts to lose his shit and is like pulling a gun on him and threatening to torture him slowly.
Yeah.
And his partner's like, "Hey, what are you doing? Can we just look around?"
Yeah.
So the partner goes and takes a look around. We hear the sounds of Julie pleasuring herself, or perhaps being pleasured by the police officer, start up again.
Oh, yeah.
In the meantime, Reese is trying to move the body to another place to hide it, which I do not understand why.
I don't either, because if they're going to explore the house, why does moving it from one place they haven't looked at to another place they haven't looked at yet going to do it either?
I think he was hoping to maybe shove it someplace where they had already looked when they weren't looking.
No, because he put it down another hallway that they hadn't been down.
My guess is he was going to try to direct them to the laundry room, and then while they were there, scoot the body back to the room that they had already checked.
Yes.
But I could be wrong.
I don't know.
He is also just probably panicking because he doesn't know what the fuck is going on. There's a body in the house. The cops are here. He seems to have lost an entire week of his life, lost his job, and his girlfriend, who seems to hate him, is masturbating incredibly loudly in the bath.
Yeah.
All of this is very funny.
Yeah.
So then the other cop, the cop who was not threatening him comes out of the bedroom and is like, "Bedroom's clear," but he's all disheveled. He may have just banged Julie for 30 seconds.
He was buckling his buckle.
Yeah. So the implication is that he just went and had sex with Julie.
If he did, it was like 30 seconds.
But man, it was like a quickie, like there's no other quickie.
He must have been partially undone already.
Yeah.
Like, how did you even get your pants down and back up in that about time? That's how quick it was.
Yeah, it was wild. It was like
But you know what also, he said he's lost time, so maybe it was longer.
There is that. Time gets very questionable in this movie.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
So it could have been a longer time.
Yeah.
In the meantime, he comes back out, and the first cop, who's been all aggressive this whole time, shoots himself in the chest. Everybody comes out into the room. Julie comes out covered in blood. Dead Man Franklin comes out covered in blood. The corpse comes out. Everybody's standing around, and Reese is just freaking the fuck out. And then suddenly we kind of cut to like Reese being across from everybody who is all just sort of standing there, and the chair is in front of them with the flowers that he had in the beginning sitting on top of it. And Dead Man Franklin explains that your brain releases a chemical when you die that is pleasurable or euphoric. I believe it's DMT, right? Yeah. And that the Lord awaits his top chair. And then everybody starts chanting, "The Lord awaits his top chair." And that's it. That's the end of the movie. Not totally sure what happened at the end. The implication, I guess, is that Reese was dying. There are a few moments throughout the movie where somebody mentions that Reese might be dying of Alzheimer's or some other unnamed disease. I don't know how seriously to take all of that. I am really just interpreting this as he brings a haunted chair into the house, and Dead Man Franklin is just gonna fuck with him and fuck with him and fuck with him.
Yeah.
How'd you like it?
Yeah, it's all right. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Just a nice little short. Which I guess it should mention it's done by the same guy who did the Milk and Cereal
Which
one.
is funny. I did not know that until after we had watched this, which is I think we recorded the Milk and Cereal part of this episode
first,
but like a week ago. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's very funny. That dude probably has a pretty decent future. I thought this was really well done.
Yeah.
The Milk and Cereal one was also really well done.
Yeah.
Oh, good times. Anything else you want to add about this one or any of them?
Check it out.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Check out the guys channel?
Curry Barker.
Curry Barker. Check out his shit. He's known mostly for comedy, and then he switched to horror, as comedians like to do.
Well, I think he's doing a fairly good job with the horror.
Yeah.
So this was a really solid mix of horror and comedy.
Yeah.
I think that this is not the type of thing that I think you could stretch to a full movie.
Unless you did like vignettes and the chair travels around to different people and you see like it affects them, like the dead man Frank affects them in different ways.
That would be cool. I suppose they could also do something sort of
like something like in fabric, you know.
I suppose you could also do something Room 1408-ish with this, where like the haunting just gets more and more intense and you can't get rid of the chair.
A bunch of people have killed themselves on there, and then like so he gets like stuck with the chair, and like all the different people that like killed themselves keep coming out
and then
like fucking with him, and then eventually he kills himself because he's trying to get out of the situation. And then he becomes one of the. So it's kind of like Talk to Me in that like you get stuck in the you get stuck in the chair.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I think this one was good. I would recommend this for anybody who's interested in a quick horror comedy type deal. Yeah, it's I wouldn't say that it's unique in its premise, but there is something kind of unique in the execution of it, I think. The blend of horror and comedy and all that.
Well done.
Good flick. All right, so I think this just about wraps it up for us. This is going to be our second to last episode for the year. We are going to do one more episode after this. We will be doing Thanksgiving. And then we're going to take December off.
Yeah.
And come back in 2026, all fresh and renewed and all of that. We've been doing this for the better part of 2 years at this point, and as fun as it is, we do kind of need a break.
Yeah.
So that's how that's going to go.
Yeah.
Jessica, play us out.
If you gotta get going and you want a quick scare, watch a short.